this episode I will be reviewing my Greenhouse Effects Sludge Hammer. This is my series of effects reviews where I'm going through my pedal board one by one. It's been a while since I uploaded one. The last time I did my sub and up. So this is my main distortion pedal. You can see beside it actually another distortion pedal, which is not my main one, but I built myself. I don't think I should be reviewing the ones I build myself though. The Greenhouse Effects Sludge Hammer is well, they call it a fuzz pedal, but it's somewhere between fuzz and distortion really. It's all the usual things, powered by 9 volts, it's true bypass. I don't believe you can power it by a battery, not that I ever do anyway. And it's very, very versatile. You have 4 controls. Firstly, volume. Secondly, gain, which goes all the way from kind of a crunch tone to insane distortion. Then you have a tone knob to make it smoother or sharper, and a body knob which controls the lower mid-range, which can add more oomph to it and kind of works in tandem with the tone knob. So you can kind of find a sweet spot using the two of them. Finally, it has a switch to go from vintage mode to modern mode. Basically this changes the characteristics of the distortion. It probably switches some clipping diodes inside or something like that. And it just gives you more options, whether you want to plug it into a solid state or tube amp. One setting may complement one more than the other. I usually have it set to the modern sound even though I'm plugged into a tube amp, but it's down to taste. The pedal is kind of marketed towards the whole sludge and doom genres, which suits me because that's what my main band plays. Let's just run through some of the settings. I'm hooked up right now. I'm not going to have any other pedals active, except for a noise gate because I generally have one of them, but I'll leave the reverb and delay off. So I'm going straight from my LTD 7-string Les Paul into the Sludge Hammer, and then out to my Trainer Dark Horse amp head plugged into an orange PPC 112, which is being picked up by a SM57 plugged straight into Reaper. So let's go through a demo of some of the sounds you can get out of this thing. This is my clean tone. And this is my distorted tone. So, the volume knob obviously just affects the volume of the pedal. So I usually just leave it at unity gain. Or maybe with a slight boost. Gain then will go from the lowest to the highest. This is it at its lowest. And then I'll just run through some chugging to show the gain going up. And then back to something reasonable. I usually leave it maybe between 9 and 10 o'clock. But some people are crazy and want way more distortion than I would. Then the gain, or the tone knob, sorry. Basically just makes it smoother or sharper. I generally leave it around maybe 11 o'clock. And then the body. The higher settings of the body can kind of make it a bit muddy. It adds a bit of low end. So I generally leave it again at around 11 o'clock. And then just to show the vintage versus modern, I have been using the modern so far in the demo, and on vintage it sounds like this. I find it makes it sound a little bit muddy, but that might be what you're looking for. And also, it will depend on the amp. According to the manufacturer, the vintage setting is for older tube amps or older style amps. Now the Trainer Dark Horse is a tube amp, and I would expect, based on what they say, that it should work better with the vintage setting, but it works better on modern for me. So now they say that it's not based on any other type of pedal, that it's an original circuit, and part of their press blurb says that it can add a distortion channel or lead channel to any amp in its own right, which I would agree with, and it's one of the reasons I bought it, because my Trainer Dark Horse amp doesn't have a gritty channel or distorted channel. It's built like a tank again. It seems to be like rolled steel or folded steel, the enclosure. True bypass, and it has the connections on the top, which I really like. It just seems to work better for me when I'm building pedal boards. Things end up tidier. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who plays Doom or Sludge, and it's also great for regular metal. I mean, it has a lot of tonal options. You can dial it in to play anything really. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more reviews soon and more pedal builds. Cheers.